4-man mosh pit followed by a tomb. Oh no!
Oh, a huge light bomb coming in on the Genji, and that's a 5-man light bomb. They're going to follow up, and they're going to get 1, 2, 3 kills.
And it's going to be everybody dying. Oh my god, when does this happen? Everybody's dead.
I've realized, like, I'm going from, like, one Infernal Shrines game to another. This is actually going to be my, like, bane of my existence, isn't it? Goddamn Infernal Shrines. Anyway, welcome back to the series. Well, welcome back to the stream, if anyone's still here for whatever reason. We have yet another Division C game. This time we have Division C East. You definitely didn't see that wrong. It says East right there, see? It definitely says East now. I didn't say West before, no sir. Anyway, we had All Random All Middle Age versus fensad. We have All Random All Middle Age banning out Alterac Pass and Tomb of a Spider Queen, while fensad banned out Cursed Hollow and Battlefield of Eternity. And that leads us to Infernal Shrines. Surprise, surprise, Infernal Shrines is being picked up. So, without much further ado, let's get into it, because I realise now if I take too long of this cast, I'm going to be very tired. So, let's get on into the game. So, we have on the side of All Random All Middle Age, Modus Trollin on the Grey Main. Poppin' Fresh is on Blaze. Muffin Man on Anduin. Jagger Rob on May. And Barber on Chromie. On the right hand side we do have Jazzy Fast on Lucio. Ruglord is on Dahaka. Robot Wizard Hanzo. Psycho is on Joe, the very fast blade blading lady. And Grismore is on the Orphea. I was staring at it blankly going, Coffin Child. Orphea, that's it. Meanwhile, we do see Poppin' Fresh does get hit by those arrows, so first damage goes over to Robot Wizard. In terms of talents, we see Enhanced Agility from Dahaka, the usual pickup. W build Chromie, so that deep breathing. Hanzo, you do need to pick an ability eventually. You really need to pick one, Hanzo. You have like stacking quests and everything. We also do see Blades getting a charge off. Actually, that is Jenny getting relatively low. However, there's a nice pull coming out onto Modus Trollin. Modus Trollin got very aggressive there. And May and Hanzo are still figuring it out. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. It's not like you need a talent at level 1. You guys are all plenty talented as is. You don't need your talents. We do see Robot Wizard does get a nice scatter off, doesn't quite find anything. Modus Trollin actually goes in a little bit early, and Lucio is stuck thanks to that ice, that time trap, and that will be, once again, abilities coming out and nothing. Hanzo! May, what are you doing? Okay, what's probably happening? I can say this relatively certain. What's probably happening is May is holding talent as she doesn't want auto attack Hanzo to be picked up. How Hanzo is probably thinking that they are wanting to go auto attack, so that's why they're holding until May picks up level 1. So essentially what has happened is they've entered a deadlock where neither wants to commit to a talent until the other one does, just because they both need their talents. However, unfortunately for Hanzo, May doesn't have a quest at 1. May can hold on for as long as possible. Hanzo does need to make a decision sooner rather than later, because the longer it takes him to finish their level 1, the longer it takes him to scale. And with Hanzo, he has a few level 1s that take multiple hits of heroes. So, I guess we'll see what happens. It's going to get much more awkward, however, when level 4s come through, but it's nice to see kind of this micro decisions deadlocking other heroes out of their... I've accidentally pushed ability. Micro decisions locking people out of their talents. And once again, we're seeing... No, actually, no, we don't even see them picking up talents yet. May is backing out. And we see now Hanzo has gone with the W at 1 and then auto attack at 4. Meanwhile, May has realized... It's probably going to realize pretty shortly. Oh, they've actually picked now. And we do see Blizzard into Slide. Meanwhile, we have the Q build off here. I'm seeing this build more and more. Like, the old Hypercarry build used to be the auto attack Chaos build. And now we're having this Q build, which... a bit more skill dependent, I'd say, because you need to hit those Qs for it to really happen. Meanwhile, Hanzo did go that W build at 1 with the auto attack quest at auto attack talent at 4. Interesting. I do like to see. It's an interesting talent tank. I'd imagine you'd see typically serrated arrow, especially for this objective, unless it's something I don't know about what Hanzo does, which we'll see, I guess. Grismore is just taking out Ejector. We do see Poppin' Fresh does use Charge to get out. They're not really wanting to stay in danger. Other quest I'm going to mention is we do have Piercing Light Anduin, as well as we do have Subdue Joanna. And apparently I've just opened the wrong thing, but there we go. So we do have an advantage over the all-round all middle age so far. However, Chromie has found their level 7 in quotation marks, so to speak, is they're going to get a quite chaotic fight to start. Modus Troll actually getting very aggressive compared to the rest of their team. Dives onto Robot Wizard. Robot Wizard in danger. Modus Trolling couldn't finish him off. They do actually decide to get out, and now we have Dahaka in the middle of the lane. Modus Trolling doing their best. Poppin' Fresh gets a nice stun onto the Joanna. However, they're the one who's going to be relatively low as they're going to do their best to hold on. May tries their best to peel. However, that is Blades going down first, and now Barbara is getting chased down by Ruglord. Does get stopped in their tracks. However, Barbara is not going to be able to do much to kind of stop that too much longer. Right. So we have Arcane Punisher's first Punisher going over to the side of fensad. Juggerob gets out before too much can happen. This does mean that they're like, ooh, I'm wondering if that's good timing, because now we do see Punisher jumping onto Greymane. Greymane taking a little bit more than they bargained for, as they are just going to back out quickly. He's going, I don't like this damage, and there's people running at me now. I don't think I want to stay here very long. Sorry, give me a moment. As my computer is just doing something weird, as we do see this Punisher is getting it. Did have another jump up. We'll be going down now. The team of fensad isn't quite able to find the full fort. They may be able to if Juggerob goes down. Nope. Juggerob backs out and is going to live that little bit longer. They're going to half instead, which fensad can see that it's halving. They know May's not going to be there for a little bit, but they do back off anyway as they're going, okay, don't want anything bad to happen. Right. Hanzo with that auto attack build just kind of stepping up slowly. We do see a warning ping as they are kind of getting that damage out onto Chromie. Jump used by Robot Wizard as they just don't want to be caught out anytime soon. Meanwhile, we do see an invade coming in from the side of all random, all middle age. fensad now in an awkward position where they do have all 5 members running at them. And actually, all random, all middle age is able to get the objective. However, Barber is relatively low as Ruglord was on them the whole time. That is the Sowing Sand picked up as a rock by Chromie. Is the only other thing to mention there. Juggernaut actually taking a lot of damage from Hanzo there. He kind of walked in front of a wall right as scatter happened. We do see a few hits going off of him, but not quite as much as maybe Hanzo would have liked from that kind of brief moment of stepping in front of her. Of her stepping in front of a wall, that's what I was meant to say. Man, I am losing my mind. We do see Scatter coming out. Doesn't quite find any marks, but will just look pretty at least. Blaze clearing lanes. We do have Blaze as our offlaner once again. We do actually have rocks through first for the side of fensad, as Dahaka has been talking about the whole time. We do have Crushing Jaws from Orphea. High five Lucio. We're going to move down here because it looks like we're going to get a fight soon enough. Joanna is thinking. I imagine we're going to get Blessed Shield. We see Isolation from Dahaka and Dragon Arrow Hanzo, so very much more combo based. And Barb actually completes their quest just now. We have the team pushing in. We do see a slide onto Psycho and Dragon Arrow being used, only finding the Greymane. However, Grismore isn't able to quite find their W. However, now this is a 5v4, or 4v5 as all random all middle age is forced to back out. However, too late as the side of fensad grabs camp. Nice charge from Blaze, meaning that Robot Wizard is going to get stunned. However, May is in danger. Juggernaut getting pulled back in. That's May going down first. However, Robot Wizard will be traded out. Ruglord now in danger as well. However, Modus Troll and Poppin' Fresh taking a decent amount of damage. Thank you to Grismore's Q build. No, for all the talents obviously from all random, all middle-aged, now that it's died down a little bit, we do have Ice Wall May, Curse Bullets, Greymane, Light Bomb Anduin, Chromie with Slowing Sands, and Bunker on Blaze. Big Bunker Blaze action going on. I just like alliteration, I'm going to be honest. It's just like, it's fun. Right, so yeah, Blaze getting quick clearing, Grismore picking up bottom soak, as that one fight did mean already Womanage did catch up a little bit as they did manage to get a kill there. However, it's still not as close maybe as they like. Ruglord gets a nice pull onto Chromie. Chromie getting taken right under the towers, taking a lot of damage for it, and they do actually have that move speed to get out, fortunately, so they did throw a Q and kind of run out of range of it, making sure they aren't going to go down. And we do now have camp being taken by the side of fensad, so that will be something that or random or middle age do need to deal with in the meantime. And Joanna did take Blessed Shield as a side note, I should probably point out. Dragon Arrow only fighting Juggerob, however, Juggerob taking a decent amount of damage of it. Ice Block lasting long enough to where it doesn't matter too much. We do have Chromie is getting danced around by Ruglord. Or that trap, meaning that Light Bomb wasn't able to find its mark. Barber now in a decent amount of damage. Danger does have to back out. Juggerob, as it looks like Nets go down. Sonar Arrow barely missing its target, however, Modus Troll and will go down as they're stuck in the middle of it. We do see Blazer's bunker being dropped. Charge being used. Jesse Fast getting boop off, meaning it's cancelled, and that will be another double kill with the side of fensad. They're now doubled their kills up to 4, and this is now not where you want to be if you are the side of all middle age. You're staring at a 13 advantage by fensad with a Punisher coming up in a few moments, not immediately. They've still got a little bit to go, but there will be a Frozen Punisher pushing in, which is not quite something you want to deal with. Right, so let's see what is going to happen. As actually fensad, not all random or middle ages decide to push back into fensad. However, Muffin Man's getting relatively low there. Anduin's getting absolutely dove on by Grismore. Grismore with that Q build doing so much. We now see Blaze going to start charge. Now a little bit early, we do see Unstop coming out as the high 5 was used on Grismore. Probably through Psycho is in danger as we do see him dropping down to 600. However, that is a excellent chomp coming out as there's now 3 more kills to the side of fensad. Poppin' Fresh in danger actually, that's 4 kills now to the side of fensad, and that is going to be a Frozen Punisher in just a few moments as Chromie has backed out and is not wanting to stay around. Robot Wizard, however, does want to stay around, stops a half, however, they will still run away. Which, fair enough. As Frozen Punisher is now going to push into this objective. Right, so let's see what the team use with this. So this is Fort going down pretty quickly to the Frozen Punisher as there is nothing to clear by the side of all random all middle age, and I imagine they're going to be sitting behind this gate. That arrow actually very helpful for Juggerod. Barber does need to step back a little bit as they don't want to get jumped themselves. We just do so punish. Nice ice block by May, meaning they won't take too much damage by the Punisher. It is, however, going to walk directly under its range. Maybe not the best idea considering Gate is now frozen, and if they decided to jump on Juggerod at any point, that was going to hurt. I imagine Jump's going to come off again. Psycho stepping up. We do see Blessed Shield. We do see a lot of damage coming out. And when Pull coming out, we do see Greymane goes in. Modus Troll and diving into the backline. However, nothing will happen from it. And we do see now May and Joe in an awkward position. We do see High Five coming out, running through the slowing Sans fast as they can. Job actually getting really slow. Jezzy fast and Psycho barely holding on thanks to that Lucio move speed and push off. However, Juggerod also barely able to hang on, same as Barber, as they were also in a lot of danger at that moment as well. Right, let's bring up some talents real quick, as 16s are now through the side of fensad, so let's have a look at where they're going kind of with their builds. Things are making sense so far. I don't really know what to say because I don't know some of these heroes are. We see Isolation went out, but because of how Bunker works, Blaze must have pushed it before the Isolation actually hit, which meant that Bunker was still going to be dropped no matter what happened there. Now we have lanes kind of being managed by all random all middle age as they need to get those 16s as soon as possible because it has been a little bit, so I imagine this Punisher is going to get called in the next minute or so. However, Poppin' Fresh is going to get Fort Dive. Nice tongue by Haka. Bomb Fresh in danger, and that will be their body just kind of ragdolling around, and that will be yet another kill for fensad, and it looks like the fort will be theirs as well. All the while, the rest of all random all middle age are trying to get the soak back. They are playing as safe as possible because we've just seen what happens if you step out even a bit too far under your own fort. Well, albeit there's no forts yet, but Blaze, known for being actually a rather tanky bruiser, or a rather bruisery tank. A tank, either way, the lister's tank, went down very quickly. That's actually quite a scary thing if you are the side of all random all middle age. Albeit there is that level disparity, that 3-level level disparity, which means that fensad will just be doing that much more into all random all middle age, while all random all middle age just doesn't quite have that health total to kind of get through all of it. Right, so now we see Juggerod is stepping up. They're considering maybe doing a few things. Let me just mute this, I realized something had happened partway through. As we do see now 18s to 15s, there is still that 3-level advantage. Not ideal if you are all random all middle age, but it is going to be a close fight. It's going to be a valiant defense here from all random all middle edges. They're trying their best to kind of slow down the push that is fensad. But wow, fensad got that bottom camp as well. Dahak has been going around getting camps because they did have that level, I believe they have the level 4, which lets them do camps faster. Yeah, they are one who collects, which means they do 40% more damage to mercenaries. And with Dahaka roaming around with the speed he is, he can kill those mercenaries pretty quick. As you can see, he is kind of controlling what he can. Did he also go damage? Yeah, he also went Ferocious Stalker, so even more damage to his mercs. So I think they're multiplicative. So I think the damage comes out. We do see Dragon Arrow not quite finding its target, as that will be Dragon Arrow used. fensad already on objective is now up 16 through for the side of all random all mid-range. This is going to be the first even fight we have in a while. And Greymane just needs to pick his talent still. Griswold taking a lot of damage at the start of it, and when getting Rue down to Robert Rose, we see High Five coming out. Wasted Shield hitting just Juggernaut. Psycho now in danger. And actually, there's Orthea going down first. We do hear Dark and Burrow down. We do see Isolation being used. Doesn't find its mark. As Ruglord is kind of stuck between the rock and hard place. Gets stunned once again. They'll be holding on as long as they can, but they will be them going down next. Robot Wizard doing the best to get what damage they can. However, that will be the counter kills that were kind of needed if you're random or middle age. They were only at 1 up till now. They're now up to 3. Hardrock winning quest. We see Joanna stepping in, trying the best they can to get damage out. Juggernaut died in the backline. Does need to use Ice Block as Robot Wizard is throwing out as much as they can. We see Curse Bullet. I think Curse Bullet immediately got rid of Iron Skin, because Joe's health barely dropped. We did see that we did hear the sound of Curse Bullet hitting go off. And actually that was fensad getting the Punisher once again. Modus Troll in danger, does have to get pulled out by Anduin, does dive out even further. Juggernaut in danger, Muffin Man also low. Juggernaut, however, is also out of mana. That's kind of the main issue here, is Hanzo does a decent amount of damage to Juggernaut. Not quite what you want to see, but hey, it is what it is. And if that Punisher gets too close, I think Juggernaut's about to be in for a rude awakening. Nope, instead it's going to be Modus Trollin. We do see Lucio's trying their best. Nope, actually will be taken down by the Punisher. That Punisher just does so much damage. You almost need to respect the Punisher's damage, just because if it gets on top of you and starts hitting you, it is going to hurt. Meanwhile, we do see Storm Talents coming through the side of fensad, and we do actually see Juggernaut taking too much damage. It will be going down as all middle age loses their tank now. And we do see Grismore picked up Final Takota, or Orthea picked up Final Takota. We see Lucio picked up Mixing Fire. Psycho. What's your character's name? Joanna picked up Blinded by the Light. Dahaka picked up Contagion. And Bullseye by Hanzo. I don't know if fensad can end here. They're certainly looking to try, as the core is dropping pretty quickly. Darker in an awkward situation, having to use Burrow and their Essence. Muffin Man going into the backline. We do see Dragon Arrow finding the Muffin Man, but no one else can follow up thanks to Chromie's slowing stance. In the meantime, this core is actually dropping. It's down to 67%. We hear Modus Trollin using Curse Bullet in danger. We don't actually... Oh, extended tongue range from Ruglord, meaning that Anduin's going to be found. Modus Trollin does their best dive on Lucio. There's 2 more going down. They just need a bit more patient, as the tank has only just come back now. We do see that Grismore is going to get stunned. However, core is going to lose itself, and that will be the first game of the series going over to fensad. GG called by both sides. Well played. Right. So let's have a look at kind of what happened to that game. So where's my game summary screen? God, they really changed like how this looks, and it's thrown me off entirely. OBS just looks different. So Chromie did a lot of damage. Hanzo also, with Orthea kind of coming online at later stages of the game. So that was a very good... It was very cohesive from fensad. All random or middle-aged didn't quite seem as there in terms of those fights. I realized I forgot to update the title, which of course is typical. So, anything else to jump out? We do see Dahaka did so much more Siege and Blaze. Dahaka actually had a lot, while the team of all random or middle-aged didn't quite keep up with the Soak, but I'll be interested to see how they do on the next map. I don't know if they're first mech or map pick. I don't actually know the results, as I try to keep myself as unaware of what's happening as possible. Right, let's have a look at talents and see if anything stands out. As I always say, as I've been saying a lot recently, which I'll probably end up saying less now, but I'm going to point out one last time, the Orphea Q build is once again just kind of picking up that momentum and becoming more and more popular. Meanwhile, Tahaka win that build. It's yep, that's understandable build. Everything's understandable. Interesting choice is the auto attack Talon at 4 from Hanzo. It's not often you see ignore all distractions. Yeah, it's not often you see ignore all distractions, but it did work out for Hanzo. So, in all honesty, you're not going to complain about that too much, as it was a win. A win is a win. So let me throw it back over to my map view screen, and we'll see where we're going next. As we have a win for fensad. And what is the next map? We have Towers of Doom. Where is it? Boop. As let me open up that map. And I'm now going to... It's not capitalized, is it? Fensad. It's lowercase. As right, we can hear that is see it starting on up, so I'm going to get ready to swap it on over. And let's get on into the game. Start with fensad this time, because we started with War Animal Middle Age last. This time we have Jazzy Fast on the Anduin, Ruglord on the Blaze, Robot Wizard on Vala, Psycho on Joanna once again, and Grismore on Li Ming. And on the left hand side we have Modus Trollin on... Interesting, we have Modus Trollin on the Sergeant Hammer. Jugger Rob is on Muradin. Muffin Man on not Li Ming. That's a Brightwing. Barber on... Interesting. We have Barber on the...
What are you waiting for?
What? What have I missed? Frawl and Poppin' Fresh on the... Malfoy. What? I don't know what's happening there. That's weird to me. I hope they're friends because it seemed a bit strange, but hey, it is what it is. We do see Hammer and Co is already pushing bottom. Joanna getting that first blind off, and actually I'm imagine we're going to see double blind from Joanna, which is going to make it much harder for Modus Trollin as they do set up once again. And we see Psycho is going to just blind him once again. So it's going to be actually quite hard for them to get away with too much here currently, as Li Ming is just constantly throwing orbs in, which is not quite what you want to see if you are the side of or random or middle age with a very static hero, let's say. Well, yeah, no, not hero, let's say, but yes, you have a very static hero that is the Sergeant Hammer. Meanwhile, we do see Frawl did clear mid coming around. We do also see that Poppin' Fresh cleared one. Things to note is we do have Frawl going Crash Lightning. If I had the Channel Points bets thing, which I should really get around to actually doing that because I know I'm able to, I would very much go, does Frawl complete it? But I don't have that, so unfortunately we're not going to get that little fun thing. And meanwhile, we do see... forget to mute myself in between matches again. God damn it. Meanwhile, we do see that... What's his name? Vala has gone that level 1 puncturing arrow, as they're going to be stacking hungering arrow as much as possible. Muffin Man barely gets hit by that. Well, actually, didn't barely get hit by it, but I think it came off Muradin into Muffin Man as they're going to try push in. And now we have Robot Wizard standing behind. That's not where you want to be if you're Vala. Vala now very much in danger and will get taken out by both Muffin Man and Juggerob as a bit too aggressive of rotation. And actually, that's first blood for all random all middle age this time. A little bit of a different shift as opposed to last, as Muffin Man is trying to make sure these sappers don't die eating the shots again. However, all sappers are now down, and so, I was going to say Psycho's down a mana, but did actually have tap up. I think Juggerob needs to save their hammer to peel more. Modus Trollin does use that 50 armor, the blinds coming out. We do actually see its orb build from Li Ming. Those resets are going to probably be vital. Juggerob uses jump. Went down to 4 health thanks to that shield clear, however, was able to hold on to their life as Vala only just got back. If Robot Wizard was down even just that little bit earlier, that could have been a dead Muradin, but instead we have a very live Dwarf who is now just gaining their health back slowly thanks to their passive ability. Things to note, we have Frawl now going Frost Wolf Pack. A lot of stacking going on from this Frawl, and we do see Subdue from Joanna. Orb isn't actually able to quite find anyone, so that means Grismore is going to have that a little bit longer until they're able to use the next Orb, which I imagine is now. Jaggerog getting hit by the orb, which means it is reset, which we're going to see it now. No one gets hit by the orb, which means no reset. Jazzy Fast is going to start the objective. Meanwhile, top, we have Blaze and Malfowl dropping it out, because that's just what happens. Top is swapped. Top is shared. Top isn't contested. We have Pop and Fresh stepping up now. We see Jazzy Fast the only one tagged by that percent damage. With Psycho now is in an awkward spot. Modus Trollin doing their best to do what damage they can. Nice pushback from Modus Trollin, which means that the stun wasn't able to go off. However, all random all middle age do decide to give it, and that will be the objective going over the side of fensad. So now we have fensad in the lead with 8 shots to core compared to the sides all random all middle ages 4. Also, Thrall got 8 stacks of Crash Lightning in that objective phase. That's pretty impressive, in all honesty, to get that many in just one team fight. Right, let's have a look at what's going to happen as we see that is a decent amount coming out to Joanna, and I think Barber just had his stacks reset again. His level 4 reset again. Li Ming getting the orbs she can, just eventually in. We do see Camp is now taken by all random all middle age, and 7s are through roughly the same time. Hammer uses armor to block to eat the orb. However, the range itself is... this poor Hammer is just getting peppered. Not that time, fortunately. They did manage to dodge that last orb. Juggerrob endangered. We do see them getting hit by those Qs. Violet's actually getting pretty up there now. They're already at 18 stacks. I guess they do have a very static hero to heal off. We do see nice stun coming out from Ruglord as Ruglord. Okay, good. As Ruglord tries their best to kind of get on top of Modus Trollin, and Modus Trollin's forced back out. I was going to say, I hope that Blaze chooses nanomachine coding, because this talent makes it a nightmare for Hammer to do anything. Because Hammer will now, I think it's Juggernaut? As long as Ruglord has a W, their oil slick under Modus Trollin, Modus Trollin has their auto attack speed by 50%. And if you're as immobile as Hammer is, slowed even further by the slow from oils, that's going to be a very slow auto attack. So I'm wondering if the Blaze is almost a counter pick here, but it would be a bit hard to say until later. We see Grismore trying to back out, doesn't get the opportunity to do so. And now the 5-man of all random all middle age kind of chases away fensad, as that will be now objective likely to go over him. Anduin looking to get a root off, but not able to find anything. Interesting, we see Surge of Light. Once again, this is not a talent I've seen too often up until this season. This season's really the first season I've seen it picked. But I do like that it's slowly becoming a more considered, like, yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah, I like that one. Because it's not picked often, but it can be quite effective in the right circumstances. And hopefully these are the right circumstances. Hammer takes another orb. We do see a dodge there, as Grismore wasn't able to find it this time. Vala learning their lesson actually jumps out before the Hammer can come off in verse, and since Grismore moving past, Juggerrob eating the orb early, and we do see Psycho actually taking a lot of damage, but Juggerrob effectively as low, trying to make sure not too much free damage comes in those orbs, and that will be those level 10s heroics coming through the side of fensad. This time we see the disintegrate from Li Ming, Light Bomb Anduin. We have Falling Sword Joanna, so we may see that Light Bomb Falling Sword combo. But, oh my god, Muffin Man may actually be it, no. However, Modus Trollin does get dove on by that Light Bomb now. Juggernaut gets pulled back in, and we do see level 10s now coming through for the side of all random all middle-aged. To quickly dump off, we did also see the Rain of Vengeance from Vala. We do see now Barber has gone Sundering, which was used already this fight. We do see Avatar Mirrodin. Last Rites Malfael. Napalm Strike on the Sergeant Hammer. And Blink Heal Brightwing. Which, the invisibility may help a lot into that late game. And now we actually are going to be getting a 5v4 here coming up. 4v5 here is all random, all middle age. Is a one with only 4 people. And they are actually able to get the objective already. Robot Wizard, however, trying their best to finish off Modus Trollin. Modus Trollin, you can't outrun those Qs, but you can at least live as you are a tank at the end of the day. Right. Pop and Fresh and Blaze are going to just trade up these objectives. I maybe would have thought that Malfail would have gone on top of Blaze just because they do typically have an advantage in that 1v1. Especially with Die alone, which we can see. Juggernaut is actually going to get very low. This Val is actually already at 32 stacks at the not even 8 minute mark. So they are getting stacked very quickly for like a lot of Vala standards. We do see Sundering hitting just Vala, however, Went the wrong way. We see the reset on Thrall's W once again as they still haven't completed. Right, Psycho has found Juggerov. Juggerov, however, couldn't quite hit anything with a hammer and will just barely miss. You know, I see Thrall is getting stacked slowly but surely now at 15 of those Crash Lightning stacks. Come on, let's see a Light Bomb Falling Sword combo. I just love it. Just see boom, boom, boom. There it is. Nice double stun, and we can see that is a very dead hammer. And Juggerov is now going on top of Jesse Fast, and Robot Wizard, actually, we saw an Anduin pull get used on Robot Wizard point blank. I guess it was to see if they could get that unstop him. Juggerov actually taking too much damage from his Qs once again from Vala. Barely holding on thanks to that Avatar. They extended extra health at another 1,000 or so health. 1,600 health, just meaning that they are able to live through all those Qs coming out from Vala, just because she is very damaging at this point. We do now see that fensad do have 13 advantages again, so this is turning into a bit like last time, albeit there's far less kills this time. But fensad does have that little advantage where it was kind of a little bit at 13. More than like this time, but definitely still a little bit more. And they kind of just slowly rolled off that. I don't think they'll be able to test boss, but that's a hard one unless Grismore says no. Brightwing barely gets interrupted in time. Meanwhile, see a team fight coming out top as Juggerov is face shift onto. Grismore, however, chooses to take bottom now as Hammer's doing damage this whole time. Lightbomb went off, Falling Sword went off, Muffin Man is now relatively low. Blaze trying to finish with Bunker, however, that is Mirrodin finding a double kill, then Malthael finding the other one, of getting that last rights off, I think, onto Joanna. Yes, indeed, it was. Meanwhile, Grismore is going to try to take out these sappers. Juggerov's deciding, actually, probably shouldn't let you do that, bud. There's one. There's the other. And that is that next tower going down. Meanwhile, Modus Troll and Orvinal is just stepping up slowly. Grismore was laser beam, then when actually, that's a dwarf running at me. I don't know about that one. Oh, that's a minus 20 spell armor orb to the face. As Grismore is just kind of getting free damage out slowly but surely. They really kind of need to make sure that orb doesn't get reset every single other orb, because otherwise she's just going to keep doing it. You always see Modus Troll and does use the boosters to get out, meaning that Robot Wizard does miss their combo. Muffin Man uses Blink. Now Juggerov is the only one danger. Does try to mount, does actually get the jump off. And actually noticing it now, we do have all random, all middle age as the ones ahead in experience, which we're seeing a very different kind of team as the last time. This feels like a much closer game than the last one. Sunder only finding Jazzy fast, however, not going to be able to do much. Barber in danger. Keep in mind, Thrall, even for Bruises, aren't the strongest, or Bruise, healthiest Bruise, let's say, and it's Brightwing and Thrall going down once again, as that Light Bomb Falling Sword combo has been able to do so much. And actually Vala Q, I think it was a Vala Q, managed to find the kill onto the Sergeant Hammer, and this will be the fort now going over to the side of all random, to fensad. So now we've got 5 forts in favor of the, well, 5 shots in favor of them, while only 3 in favor of all random, all middle-aged. Which, if you're all random, all middle-aged, is going to suddenly put you in danger. Because if you even get 2 of these in, you're suddenly at 14, and that is another 2 objectives and a boss away. So, not quite what you want to see if you're them. However, it's not the end of the world.
Be swift, heroes. Do not let the grave be.
Right, so we have 1 objective, 2 objective, 3 objective, and sappers are going to try to be pushed in bottom. Juggerov trying their best to kind of stall out this inevitability. Hammer immediately takes an orb to the face. We do see now they're trying their best to clear this. Napalm Strike used, everything used. The kitchen sink Fron. And actually we have Arcane Orbit leaving. That's something very unique. You usually see the Mirror Ball picked up at level 16 just because that is meaning you're not relying on your Globers as much. But I guess if you're a Leeming with a... Oh, there's Light Bomb, there's Falling Sword. That's a very dead... That's such a well-executed combo from the side of fensad. They look like they have practices, and they're getting that Light Bomb Falling Sword consistently, and they are able to take them down, all random, all middle age down multiple times. They're finding 1 or 2 kills off the back of it every time. And that is really what you need for a 2 ult combo. You need to make sure that something is dying. That executed and quite fun tonight. And actually we have Valor at 47 stack now, which actually on par for levels, this is seeming more like where you'd expect to be. Typically you see a lot of Valors hitting the 50-ish stack mark by the time they get 20s. And on this map you're not always fighting, but you can still do pretty well. Meanwhile we do hear that Ancestral Wrath going out onto Anduin, meaning onto Anduin, onto Joanna. I mean, she does take a decent amount of damage, but Anduin is there to heal straight back up. One objective up this time. We do have, once again, all 5 keeps up for the side of fensad. So they are going to have to do a little bit to defend this one here this time, actually. Because they are going to want to get that objective. It's Light Bomb, Falling Sword. We do see a very demoted Strolling again. We just see Brightwing decide to blink out. Barber now getting relatively low. Does use Sundering. With that Sundering, it means they are able to live. Meanwhile, behind we do see Poppin' Fresh coming in. However, Juggerop hits a nice stun. Not able to quick capitalize on it. And Malfail, I mean, is looking to steal behind. However, Grismore not too far away. Does throw out the W. Does throw out the Q. Just in the other order. And I don't think Poppin' Fresh is getting this. No. No, that's not where you want to be, Poppin' Fresh. Nice cleanse coming out. That means they aren't able to get stunned. Meanwhile, this fight has been happening up top. But Poppin' Fresh is the one in danger as they are getting dove on. That will be them going down. Good kill by the side of fensad. You know, we see Joanna's in a little sticky situation, I imagine. We're going to about see Light on Falling Sword combo coming out again soon. Jugrob actually dodging Ruglord. Ruglord wasn't expecting the step back in. However, it's Mirrodin going down. Muffin Man will also be soon to follow. Valor hitting that critical mass. 53 stacks just melts at this point. And we do see Ruglord starting the siege camp as they want to get that rolling now. Valor not quite finding the target there. We do see Barber hits a nice Frostwolf. Once more getting another stack. We're at 26 stacks of Crash Lightning now, so I do wonder if they will get it done time. Storm Talents are now through for the side on fensad, however we just see Burn Notice from Blaze. I can't remember what it's called. No. Holy Fury. Heaven's Fury from Joanna. Censure Anduin. Telrash's Elements Li Ming. And Acrobat on Vala. This is a very strong team fight that they have now. And these sappers are nearly walked in. They're just outside. That's one of the death zone, 2 of the death zone. Nope. Just one of the death zone. Nope, the second one goes in as well. So 1 kill, 2 went through. And that is now 7 shots left on the core of Random All Middle Age, which that's one objective in a boss territory. Fortunately, it's only 1 ultra up this time. We do see Robot Wizard was scuttling away as that crab, Polymorph coming out but not able to find the kill. And now we see that Jazzy fast awkward situation, a little bit overextended from a tank, but with Censure they are able to get out relatively safely. So essentially what's happening here is all Random or Middle Age need to make an executive decision. Do they just give? Because this objective does not end and they don't have 20s, and it looks like they're doing so. Instead they're just doing boss. However, this is not a very big map. I think fensad may be able to stall this out if they decide to step onto it. Because all members of fensad are there, and we do see Root coming out. Actually, Barb's going down. We see the Light Bomb falling, sword combo. There's 3 members down. That's Modus Trollin's doing the best in backline, doing what damage they can. They're getting done from Grismore. Mirrodin holding on their avatar, keeping them alive for so long. However, there'll be all 5, and that will be GG called by the side of fensad, and that will be the game and the series going over to the side of fensad. GG's called by both sides. Well played. Right. Nicely done. Let's have a look at our game summary screen as we're getting close to the wrap up of the stream. So, in terms of stats, very close healing by Anduin Brightwing. Brightwing doing so much. Doing that bit more just because their team was taking more damage, so we did need to kind of recover that health more and more. Other than that, we do see very close soaking by Malfail and Blaze. Blaze actually made it a hit in the end, but that made it just because they had more assists, while Blaze actually had more siege damage than Malfail as well, so that could also very much be it. In terms of hero damage, Vala actually did insane that game. Li Ming not too far behind them. Both of them clearing almost over 20k ahead of Thrall, and Sergeant Hammer unfortunately was just kind of poked down slowly, but not even slowly, but surely, very quickly and surely by the team of fensad. So let's have a look at talents, anything that stands out. Arcane Orbit's kind of a main thing that I picked up on. Interesting Thrall build. Crash Lightning don't typically see, but it was slowly working actually. You can see it was building up that damage. Unfortunately, was unable able to finish Frostwolf pack. Other than that, there's nothing really that stands out too much. Surgical Light, which I've already mentioned. But yeah, let me swap it on over to our map view screen as I wrap up the stream. So, as we can see, it was a 2-over to fensad. They did take Inferno, try and start then Towers of Doom. However, that will be me for this evening. I have been your caster, V-Line Bus, and for everyone watching, I hope you have a good morning, good evening, afternoon, where are you in the world, because time zones are weird, and I'll see you all in the Nexus. Goodbye for now.